Hello, my name is Hector Velazquez and welcome to another episode of GCSAA Inside the Shop. So in today's episode, we're going to continue our discussion on cutting units. Only this time we're going to be focusing on the reel, or what's also referred to as a cylinder. Now we have a guest technician with us, Roland McPherson, who's going to be talking to us about what he does to maintain his cylinders. Well, a true cylinder, right? So now, we're going to go ahead and talk about what makes up this cylinder, how it's designed, and some of the terms that we need to get ourselves familiarized with. Let's go ahead and get started.
Hi, I'm Roland McPherson, Equipment Manager at Almaden Golf Club in San Jose, California.
All right, thank you for joining us, Roland. It's good to have you. We're going to look at the reel construction real quick. This is what we would call a reel, or sometimes also referred to as a cylinder. And the first component is going to be the reel shaft that runs through the length of the reel frame. And then on that shaft we have the supports, or also called the spiders. And on these spiders we have the blades. You'll find 8, 11, 14, 15 blades. And let's turn the cutting unit here to the side. You're going to notice how these blades are at an angle on these spiders. That's what we call rake. Okay, now on the front edge we have a ground relief on these blades. And then on the top we have what's called a factory milled relief. And then the shape of all these blades is what we would call helix. You're going to hear that a lot. Now, a reel is supposed to be a perfect cylinder, right? That's how you're going to get the best quality of cut. But sometimes under normal use and adjustments, we can develop what's called a cone shape. And that's when one reel gets smaller than the other side. And that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on and maintain to have a high quality of cut.
I usually measure each reel before and after I spin grind. One is obviously you don't want a cone. That throws everything else off. A cylindrical reel is the foundation of the cutting unit. So you've got to make sure that you don't have much of a cone.
All right, now to measure our diameter, we need a pie tape. And Simplex Ideal Peerless makes a pie tape that we use specifically for reels. And here's the part number and where you can get that. Now with this pie tape we can measure up to 10-inch diameter reel, which is really big. And then right here you have the vernier scale, and let's see how we can use this. Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do is open up the gap between your reel and bed knife. We're going to grab the magnet end and throw it on a blade. You want to make sure that magnet is in there far enough. There we go. Now holding the tape nice and taut, we're going to spin the reel, keeping it even. And you're going to see it's going to meet up. We want to make sure it lines up with the vernier scale. And we're going to read all the numbers above that 0. So our first number, the bigger numbers, is our inches, so that's 4 inches. Then we have 0.900. And then these other increments are 0.025 of an inch. So we have 1. And then reading the vernier scale, what you're going to do is find the 2 lines that best match each other. And I'm going to say it's going to be 0.022 right here. We're going to get a grand total of 4.947 thousandths of an inch. And you're going to want to do the same measurement on the other side. Take a couple measurements. You want to make sure that your measurements are within at least 2 to 3 thousandths of an inch. And then you know you're doing it correctly.
Develop those measuring skills. Learn how to quantify things. Learn how to measure things and put a number on everything and keep track of it. Keep a journal. Develop those measuring skills. I think that's the best advice that I can give.
Well, some pretty good information right there. Roland, thank you so much for being a part of this episode. Really appreciate your knowledge and sharing that with us. Now, I want to thank you for joining us here today on GCSAA Inside the Shop, where we're helping technicians one wrench at a time.